Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the new FireMaple X2 Pro stove. I just got it in the mail a couple days ago. I haven't fired it up yet, so let's go see what it's all about. Enjoy. So as you can see, the stove comes in this bag just to keep everything, I guess, together. Really doesn't serve much of a purpose otherwise because all the other contents can actually be stored directly in the stove itself. So as you can see, the stove has a nice sleeve on it. Just FireMaple, and then underneath you can see this is the burning area, I guess, where it takes the flame and the heat. So it's got these coils in here that just allows for better heat dispersion throughout the actual container. As you can see here, the lid's actually held on by this little strap or whatever you want to call it here. So you just clip this off and the stove actually opens up. So then this handle comes down and actually locks into place, which is actually pretty nice. So you can open this up, there's a little tab here just to fold that up and out of the way. So then when you're actually using it, you just fold the handle down and it locks into place like that. So overall, the handle is pretty nice. I'm not sure if it's gonna actually get any heat retained into the actual handle itself, but I guess we'll see once we start doing the actual cook. But yeah, the unit itself does have a sleeve so you can grab onto it without burning yourself, which is kind of a nice feature. As you go into the actual stove, it's got this plastic lid on the top that just snaps out of place, it snaps back on. It's also got a couple ports here just to let some steam and air escape, as well as maybe to pour liquid out. I'm not sure, haven't tried it out yet, but we'll see how that goes. Inside the actual stove itself, you can see that it's actually got all of the components inside it. So you can store both your butane in here as well if you buy a smaller one. And then it's got the stand for the butane here as well. So it's compact. You can see you just pull it open like this, and then each of these legs, I guess, snap into place just like so. So then you can open it up like this, lay it down, and then this, I believe, goes underneath the butane, and you just put your butane right on here, and it'll actually keep snaps into place somehow. There we go, just like that. And then you've got a better surface to actually cook on, just like that. So that'll hold things a little bit more steady on uneven ground, I'm hoping. So that'll be a nice feature. And then it just pops off just like that. And you can fold that up and take it on the go back in the actual unit itself. And then the other thing in the actual container is the actual stove. So you just pull it out just like that. Set that off to the side for now. So you can see you've got both pan holders. So I believe this is the Pro or the X2 or something like that. I forget which model it is. I'll put it in the actual description of the video. But the model I chose does have this adapter to actually put a frying pan or a larger pot on top, which I think will be nice for those big, long backcountry trips. So to do this, it's got these little swivels and snaps on it. So yeah, I believe, yeah, you just clip it into place. So I'll show you how this works. And then this is the actual stove top itself. So this is the top. It's gonna sit like this. And then the actual FireMaple stove just sits on it. And then there's little holes that you just switch into place and you can mount it just like that. So it would sit basically on the ground just like this. And then of course you'd screw that in to your actual isobutane container underneath that. So I purchased the Canadian Tire brand. I live in Canada, so this was the only one that was available at Canadian Tire. This is the Woods 8 ounce. I believe you can get these in a larger one, 16 ounce as well. So you can actually store these right in the actual FireMaple stove itself as well, which I think is kind of a nice addition, just to make it that one container that houses everything you need to have the stove work for you. So when it comes to the pot holder extension, this is just mounts on here just like this to bring your pot or your pan up above the burner itself. So to do this, all you have to do is pull these out like this. And then this will actually lock into place on the actual stove. So you can see each of these tabs locks down into place here, just like that. And then all you have to do to tighten them is just flip this just a little bit, and that'll actually just hold on onto the actual burner itself. So just like that, and then it's gonna hold on steady, and you'd put your pan, your pot directly on top, just like this. So I do like that feature. I believe that is just a feature with the X2 Pro, which is the one I have right here. And then to take them off, all you have to do is loosen those off just like that and pull it up and out of the way. And then of course, just tighten those back in just like that. So now that I've showed you guys how to put the stove together and all the components that are in it, let's take it outside and let's do a bit of a boil test. So as you can see, I've got the isobutane with the attachment on top of it for the stove. And then I've got my pot here and I've got half a liter. As you can see, they do have measurements inside, which is really nice. I don't know how well you can pick that up, but you can see I've got a half liter, I've got 3/4, and I've got 1 liter measurements there to make it easy to fill. And then all you have to do is just put this on top of your container. And there's little dots here you can see that help you line it up. So they go right in that little slot right there. And then you just do a little quarter turn and that'll lock up into place just like that. So then to start the unit up itself, there is a little, this is obviously your fuel here. So just flip that on just a little bit to get some fuel flowing. You'll hear it. And then there's a little pilot light here. You just click just like that. And now the unit is actually on. You can see it and hear it. There's a little flame you can kind of see underneath there. So then all we're gonna do is put the lid on and I'll start my timer and we will see how long it takes to boil a half liter of water, just like this. So I'll turn this up. And I'll start my timer. And let's see. So we just hit 1 minute. Still, I didn't have it turned all the way up, so I just turned it up a little bit more. But you can start to see some steam coming out of the top. Open this up, show you. So there's some steam coming out. It's definitely heating the water up. I can feel the heat coming off of it. Still some bubbles coming up through the bottom. And we're just getting to that low boil right now. I think if I would have turned this up all the way, it might have boiled a little bit faster, but I'm not exactly sure if I should be turning it up all the way or 3/4 or what would be best. So you can see there now, I'm just getting to that nice rolling boil. And we are about 1 minute 45 seconds. And we've got boiling water. So then to turn off the unit, you just turn this back to the right, stop the flow of isobutane, and everything is working the way it should. So I've got water boiled. I could put in, you know, my freezer meal or whatever, or some noodles or whatever I wanted there, or use this for my morning coffee. But, you know, overall, we had about 1 minute 40 seconds to get it to a good rolling boil. So I'm pretty impressed. And I do have a wind back here. It's a nice warm day. It's about 30 degrees Celsius today. So maybe a little bit faster than normal, but overall, it did do a pretty good job of getting everything to a boil. And then to take the unit off, all you have to do is hold the base. Just make sure you don't touch the metal part. Hold the base on the plastic and just rotate it just a little bit. You can grab right on the actual unit itself. It is definitely a little bit warm to the touch on the plastic sleeve, but not too bad. It's definitely not enough to burn me. So take it off just like that. And then you've got nice boiled water with a lid that you can actually grab as well. Just like that. So the one big drawback that I've seen so far with the FireMaple, obviously this is my first time actually bringing it out of the package to play with, is the fact that I can't put the fuel canister that I have inside the FireMaple itself, along with the other components. If I do that, unfortunately, there's not enough space. I put a couple things in there, each of those, but if I try to put the burner assembly in, there's just no room. So that is one slight disadvantage that I have seen of this stove so far. I'm going to have to just keep the fuel canister outside and then use the stove for the other components, just like this. So really not a huge deal, but when you're trying to save space backpacking, that's something that might be a bit of a disadvantage for you. So, and then once you're done with everything and it's all put away, all you have to do is put your lid back on, just like this. make sure it lines up underneath the handle. Use the locking button to bring that up and out of place. And then lock that in there with this little bungee. Just like that. So then you've got your FireMaple stove. Everything's in here, very compact. You've got your isobutane bottle that you carry around with it. Overall, it is fairly light, boils water very fast. Obviously, I haven't had a jet boil or any other camp stove in the past to actually compare it to, but in my experience with it so far, if it can boil water in a minute and a half, minute 45, that's pretty darn good in my books. So with that, that's my review of the FireMaple X2 Pro stove. Overall, super nice stove. I really like the fact that it's got a handle like this on it. Super convenient. I can't wait to actually go out and use this in the field. Thanks so much for watching my review of the FireMaple X2 Pro stove. I'm super excited to try this fall or this winter out in the field. I'm super excited for all the trips I have planned to come here. It's been a really fun experience so far, the couple of trips I've made. But now that I've got a working stove I can use, it's gonna be even better. So stay tuned, follow along. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed the channel. Check out my other couple of videos of outdoor camping. I think you'd really enjoy them. Until next time, take care. See ya.